I'll say this, Mark, before we, switch over to Ron, is that so a couple things. So with respect to trading Anthony Davis at the deadline. So number one, we've seen situations where you talk about the player option that he has, right? In the final year of his deal. There could be a situation, and I'll use Kyrie Irving, for example, who had a player option, declined it, signed a deal, and took more guaranteed money. Anthony Davis could decline an option, say, I want more guaranteed years, and sign a deal, either with the Mavericks or sign somewhere else. So he doesn't necessarily have to exercise the player option. He could decline it and sign a
it is $63 million, right?
It is. Woo! Kyrie's was 40 plus, and he declined it and signed a 3-year deal
because Kyrie knew he was going to work with the team to
He took less money.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing in Atlanta. The part of the reason Atlanta's in this position of, trying to figure out why it's so hard for Atlanta to figure out the next steps, because if we would have asked a year ago or a year and a half ago, of course Trae Young declines his player option to go to free agency, but Trae Young's outlook has changed to the point that the Hawks have to proceed under the assumption that Trae Young's probably going to pick up that option now because it's $49 million, and that means that the Hawks can't just trade for AD because they've got if they trade for AD and Trae stays, now their payroll skyrockets. So are you taking a risk technically? But do you really think if AD doesn't get the extension he wants, he's turning down a $63 million option?
No.
We've seen Stranger Things. I'm not saying that he would.
I mean, I'm not sure. We can always say we've seen Stranger Things because we only have to rewind to February 2nd for
Correct.
that. But that was $63 million.
And the other part on the reason why, and I've said this before, I'll leave it at that. The only reason why I'm more prone to move him now, I cannot continue to be in the business of risking a long-term injury or more catastrophic injury for Anthony Davis. Because to me, the older that he gets, the more expensive he becomes, the more injury prone that he is. That's not going to change as he gets older. And I can't be in that business. The quicker I can get a good deal and a good offer for Anthony Davis to move off of him, I would take that deal, not only to clean up my books, but also get off.
What if it's not a good deal? What if it's just a deal?
I've said plenty of times, if it's not a good deal, you don't take it. But if it's a good deal that Matt Riccardi and Michael Finley want to take, then they need to take it and move on. Because to keep him on the payroll and to continue to be in a business where he could get himself injured, more.
So how much would Atlanta have to add if it's Ricochet and the expiring contracts of Porzingis and Luke Kennard? How much do they have to offer extra on top of that for you to say this is a good deal?
They give me one of the 3 picks that they got in 2026 and another future first rounder. We can get it done.
So wait, you want 2 firsts on top of that?
If they're willing to do that.
So they're not going to do 2 firsts.
They got 3 in 2026.
1 first. I would be surprised.
They got 3 available in 2026, and they can give me another future first round in 27 or whatever ones that they're available.
It must be, probably heavily.
So you think they're giving you 2 future firsts and the recent former number 1 overall pick?
I would say
I would be skeptical that Atlanta's willing to go that far.
If they're willing to go that far, then I would make that.
And what if they're not? What if it's 1 future first and Ricochet?
I would probably still do it. Because I got a future first rounder and I got a recent first rounder too. It was only 20.
What if Ricochet's not good though?
I mean, I'll bet on the upside. I can't be in that risky business anymore. I just can't do that. It's just too much. Too old, too expensive. He's breaking down. He's got 2 non-contact injuries in 34 games. I can't keep doing that.
Yikes.
That's just what it is.